Yo, 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 what is going on, CoD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today I want to drop some hard truth knowledge. And we're going to be a little bit more open, a little bit more passionate than we probably usually are. So I was reading through the Gen Chat here on the CoD Discord, and there was something that stuck out to me. And it started here at the top where BLHU said, is this game dead? Player says, no, I think it is because I had a project like a year ago and it felt so much more lively. Maybe you're at the wrong server alliance. Hopefully, because I want to make a project again. What project did you make? Because projects die early on due to not being able to cope against other alliances in the server. Amanda comes in, what's up, noobs? Projects die because project leaders are lazy as F. And that's what I really want to focus on here, right? I do want to give a quick shout out because obviously there's some other information here as well where Amanda was kind enough to give some nice words, saying the only person I see capable of doing a project is BN. 65 Kingdom failed badly. It didn't fail. He created one of the strongest kingdoms, one of the most active. His goals may have failed, but the kingdom as a whole did well. True, his next one's going to take a while to start because we do currently have one ongoing. And just to talk about that, right, we built 65, ended up coming in, I think, the top 10 strongest kingdoms at its peak. And it also was and is currently still an active kingdom. And really the biggest difference between... It's one of the reasons I don't loosely say things like, oh, well, this project failed or it succeeded, because you really have to know the inner workings of what went on in a project. And for those that have been a part of my projects, if you've paid attention, you know that the way that I build projects is so the project can still sustain and be successful even if I'm not there, right? It's the way that you build it, so that way a project isn't dependent on a lead or a figurehead, if you will, or the founder, right, main person in charge or main people in charge being there, right, where the players there in the kingdom can still find success afterwards. And that's always very important to me because I think we have a level of accountability and responsibility to the players that decide to join our projects over others. So just wanted to make that note. Now, let's talk about this line, which is projects die because project leaders are lazy as F. So I'm going to show you a couple ROK projects and a couple COD projects. And we're going to look at just the announcement channel for how announcements are written, because you have to understand the reason why the announcement channel is one of the most important channels is because the majority, if not everyone that joins a project, is going to read that channel the most often. And regardless of other channels that you have, whether it's materials, resources, people will look at that. But they're always going to look at the announcement channel a lot more often, and they'll come back to it more often, more so than they would go to a resource channel, because of course it's important, it's news, they need to read that. And I'm going to show you, if we see it, on examples of what we may consider to be lackluster, lazy writing, things that they do with pings potentially, and something that basically hammers on what Mando was saying. So, shout out to Mando and TFS. So let's start with, first and foremost, some rock projects. So I had organized some of these kind of top down. So let's go through some of these announcements. Now, this is a big project. I think this is the biggest rock project right now. It has 1,500 plus members in it. But let's look at how they do some announcements. So I'm sure the first thing that stands out to most people is, why are we writing so little and pinging every single player? Similar thing right here. Why are we pinging so many people? Why couldn't we have combined these into one? Right? That's like an extra unnecessary ping that day. When we look at this, you're sending a ping to every single member in your Discord just to let them know that a suggestion hit 200 upvotes. Why not make more of that ping? Right? If you're going to ping someone if you really wanted to ping people on that day, why not give an announcement? Why not give an update? Why not give a status change? Something more that's happening, right? Filling up that announcement instead of it being so small. Then we look at a day before. I mean, look at this. 840, 754, 455, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pings to members in one day. That's a lot. That's unnecessarily a lot. That borderlines on insanity of it being a lot. Condense. Put things together so you don't have to ping people that much, right? On top of that, 30 minutes to Kingdom Start. Why not remove this, remove that, and then wait to do the announcement 10 to 15 minutes before? And then you just say, hey guys, we're going to be starting in 10 or 15 minutes. You can start loading in now. This is the time we'll be starting. Bam. Put the link. You're done. Right? However, I wouldn't say, I'm iffy if you want to do the ping. Like, I can understand if you want to do the ping as a friendly reminder. So I'm loose with that because I get that. But at the end of the day, you didn't need 3 pings for this. You could have summed that up in 1 ping and reduced 2. When we look at this, right, where you had a ping in the morning that talked about it, why couldn't we have included these 2 into 1 ping? Why couldn't we have included these 2 in the ping before or the ping after? Again, it's just like it's too much pinging, and the formatting could just be better, right? When I look at something like this and I see that you got pinged 10 times between 8:40 and 4:44, that's like 15 hours? That's a lot to get pinged that much in one day. It's just like those things to me are turnoffs, right? I don't know how anyone else feels. Maybe a decent amount of people out there are okay with getting that amount of pings in a day. Or you're okay with getting pinged and you come online just to read, because you have to think about that. You have to look at it from the player's perspective. They're offline. Maybe they're not on Discord. They're going to open up their app. They're going to come and read that. And they're going to see, we got 200 upvotes on a suggestion. To them, they're probably thinking, why did you ping me for that? I would argue the majority would probably think that. Why are you pinging me just to give me that? Why not include that in a bigger announcement, right? Okay. Moving up. And again, it's just lazy. Let's look at important. We realize a lot of people might be confused on the last announcement. We'll be hosting 2 meetings. I think the important thing here, if you're going to make, previous announcements, is be clear, right? I would say first meeting time, first meeting America EU, second meeting Asia, right? Asia NAC or was it NPAC, right? However they do the briefings there, and then you do that. I think the challenge is that this isn't clear enough. And formatting this a little bit more could have helpful. Again, it may not necessarily be that the people that are doing the announcements are lazy, but visually it comes off as lazy, right? If you remember reading this. Right? And then instead of doing like, sorry guys, timestamp fixed, you could have just edited this and just said update, timestamp fixed, right? Could have done that too. Even if you just wanted to put the time that you made the adjustment there so people know, hey, it's been updated. Project decided to delay our start, 3-4. So for something like this is just, it's just too much wall text already. Like, where is the information? Like, yes, people should read everything in an announcement, but this comes off as though I need to run a marathon just to get to the end to understand everything, instead of it being sectionalized so I know what I'm reading when I read it. And that may come off very simplistic for some people, but trust me, I'm going to give you an example at the end. As some of you might know, the monuments have gone back down to 6K, so we might be delaying our project. Again, I would have included this with a little bit more. This is all right. Some of the arrow formats are okay. I would have formatted it maybe a little bit different. Not mad at this, but I also would have liked to see a little bit more here in the announcement. If you're not part of the booster group, if you've already made one, please do not make one. We already have 150 boosters. Again, you're pinging people just to let them know about 1 to 2 sentences worth of information. It's just not enough, right? So things like that to me just really come off rough. Like it appears lazy when you do stuff like that. Okay, let's look at another group. So not enough here in a ping, not enough here in a ping, not enough here in a ping, not enough here in a ping. Include a bit more. Okay, right? It's just, this is rough. Right, I think that's pretty clear. How about this one? Let's look here. So we have, we already scrolled up a bit. How about this? Come join us on the Minecraft server. This is a Rise of Kingdoms jump project server. This isn't a Minecraft server. And you're pinging everyone. Why not just include this in an announcement previously? So here we go. This is actually probably the best one we've seen so far. Right? Out of all the 3 groups we've seen, this announcement is probably the best one at the moment. And look at this, right? Where did I just see something for that? I did. Look at this. Cross-play Minecraft server with some rules. Why not just tell people to go to a reaction channel, react to it, and then you can ping people here, but with that role, not the everyone role. Again, not everyone here plays Minecraft, right? People are joining people are joining for rock, even if they play Minecraft as a secondary activity, right? But you shouldn't be pinging people for a secondary activity. You should ping them for a primary activity, right? Or a primary focus or purpose. So we have leadership, server, giveaways, and then we have some information there in each. Yeah, I mean, this is okay, right? Let's get to another one. Everyone, we finished our project. I mean, this is something I wouldn't do a solo one. It kind of goes into the same thing, right? Include this and make it more. Also, it's not formatted. I really would like to see that. Consistency is very important, right? So here's an example. If you're going to post something like this, and I'll give you a good example. Look at how many reactions this gets. Look at how many reactions this gets. Look at how many reactions that gets. And look at how many reactions this gets, right? As far as difference of them. And I guess maybe it's about the same. I actually thought those said more than 2. So never mind. I was going to try and use more of a point there, but it actually ended up backfiring. So let's continue. We'll just go back and stay on course with what we were saying. Same thing here, right? You're pinging everyone to say a few sentences about something that is not rock, right? And you're posting it in project news. I didn't realize that this group was doing a Clash of Clans project or a Minecraft project. So, I mean, again, that's more nuance, right? It's just because it's titled project news. If this was titled announcements, right? Then I wouldn't even be able to necessarily make that point, with the exception of still the pinging everyone. Next one. I have a very important announcement. The council has decided the official dates for our jump. Again, this could be a little bit more formatted. This kind of comes off as just a wall of text. Right, then we go, started the Q&A event. Again, you're pinging everyone for that. Have a little bit more information here, or at least have it more structured. Like, I'm okay if people are doing announcements, like pinging everyone for something that's specific, and if it's in between, you already making a big announcement that covers everything, right? Especially if it's not on the same day. However, I lean more to having a more well-organized and oiled machine of an announcement than these, right? Upon request, the poll done. Polls added like 40 cat. I mean, you have to ping people that are here just to let them know about the cat emojis. Why not just wait to include that in a bigger announcement? Similar thing. Okay, let's go look at some COD projects, right? So let's look at this one, 333. I don't know if this is it. How many? No, they don't have enough people in there. Let's go to REF. Okay, we can do this one. So this one has, how many people are here? Okay, so a little more. Oh, it's almost 250, right? So coming soon, in collaboration. What is going on here? Our deadline is max 8 weeks. This is January 29th. Right, you can see here, soon, if you want to join the project, simple answer is yes. No, I mean, again, this could be formatted a little bit more, right? I feel like I'm reading a long haiku, right? Or like a long poem, if you will. Same thing here. This is a lot of text. This could be formatted a little bit more. Let's go to the next one. Okay, please read following messages below. So it was a ping, and then you did another one. You did 2 pings here, all within 11 minutes. You double pinged the entire server. Also, in my opinion, we shouldn't be using an everyone ping. We should be using a ping for people that have a role for your particular project. Hello, fellow rebellions in the official Discord giveaway. Make sure you register yourself on it. This is something, I guess I'm okay-ish with something like this. I still would like for there to be a little bit more included, and this is just more of a nice honorable mention. And then we get improved our Discord community. We did our best to split all messages so that not everyone is bothered. What did we do? This is okay. I just would like for there to be more. I'd like for there to be a header, and I'd like for there to be a little bit more information about where people can go, especially if this is your first announcement for the entire Discord. You should be able to tell people where's the important areas and channels they should go to so they can get more information on the project. Okay, let's go to another group here. How about this one? Okay, we'll do Birds of Paradise. This will be the last one. So we are thinking of changing the name project because the name. Okay, so something that you need to add a little bit more to. Right, there's like not enough here, and you're pinging for that. This is actually a little better if you're talking about what they've been posting, but it can be formatted a little bit more well put together, as a decent amount of it really comes off as kind of a wall of text. Then we get about the server. Server looks good, or it looks more stuffy. Like, it's the way that's worded. there's not enough here in this. This is too small. And if I was someone who saw this announcement and I logged into my app and I came over to the server and all I saw was they pinged everyone just to ask if the server looks good now where it's more stuffy, I don't know. It feels very kind of superficial in that sense, right? Seeking for suggestion. Remember, pings everyone, right? Do you guys need any kind of suggestion because of which we can have fun in our project? And I mean, again, these just feel like we're doing kind of these short bursts of pings. And look, there multiple happen in the same day. You got 1 here, 2, 3 that happened in one day. It's just a little bit too much. Then we get this one, big announcement. I mean, again, it's nice that it's broken up, but this could be formatted, right? A bit more. Or just formatted with some headers for what the topics are. I do like that there's some inclusions here of channel pings or channel links or direct go-tos. Then we have MDR4 seats in our fight. This is something you include in a bigger message, not just by itself. So in conclusion, right, and before I even get there, let me show you now what I have on my Discord, right? So here's an example of what I have. Let me kind of work our way back. Let's start with Rock, and then we'll go to COD. So with Rock, you can see how I have mine. And I'm not necessarily saying you need to do it exactly how I do it, but I want to give you an example of how it comes off where you look at something like this versus the other ones, and you can clearly see a difference between level of care, attention to detail, right? I could almost say, well, this kind of looks a little bit more professional. These other ones look a little bit more amateurish in most cases. And that's not to say that they can't make those improvements. They can't make adjustments. Anyone can. And it's also not to say that those projects are bad by any means, but those to me are red flags. And I'm sure to some people, those might be red flags as well. And that's where you look at something like this, and I don't need to say a lot. I don't need to write a lot. In some cases, I might write a little bit more than others, and that's just if I need to provide a little bit more detail, but I'm always trying to be as concise as I can. Also, the next thing is consistency. Look at most of what you're seeing here, right outside of these ones where we have the next town hall, and then, I had something where it was like a day before, and then the day of, and that's just because I had already made an overall outline of updates, right? And you could see that here, February 26th, February 19th, right? I also let people know it's coming up. You don't need to post an announcement every single day. You post things when there's things that are needed to be posted. And as long as you're queuing people up and you're setting the precedent, which is, once again, here's when the next town hall is, it's then okay to do certain things like this. But look at how organized, look at how consistent. Most of my announcements are consistent. And if you need to change things here, then you can. If you want to take something away or take 2 or 3 things away or condense some things and then add something new, do that. You could see here, I had 8 help recruit. Then I started adding on the town hall. Once the town hall's finished, I took that off. But you're constantly reminding people, you're giving them friendly reminders here so they know where they can go for things, and you're also providing updates. Right, I have recruiting update, 182 players. Recruiting update, 191 players. Recruiting update, 233. You can do updates within your topics, just to give a very small example. Now let's go and look at my COD project. Right? You can see here. Now, I did a video, but my video takes the place of an announcement because I basically cover everything that I would normally cover in a written announcement, but I covered here, along with being able to add a little bit more. And so here I have a few updates today on what's happening. You can see the consistency is still the same. I've just reduced, right? Where are we? Here's channels that they go to. So if you want to get the information, you can. There might be a little bit more written, but it's nothing overbearing, right? It's a couple lines that makes it easy to read, but you also know what you're reading and what you're getting in that line instead of figuring out what's in that area after you start reading it, right? Biggest difference. So I think this just all goes right back to what Mando was saying in this one aspect of projects and how leaders, founders can be lazy in these regards. And I honestly could probably make multiple videos on project laziness that's outside of announcements, but I just wanted to focus on that area for now. This isn't to say, once again, that every leader in a project is lazy. It's to show you the differences between what can come across as lazy versus not. and how important it is when you are utilizing arguably your most valuable channel on a Discord, and how that can impact your group's percentage and levels of success, along with the level of retention of players staying on with the project versus leaving. So again, those are my thoughts on it. I'd love to hear from you. If you're someone that's been in a project, if you've done your own project, how do you feel about announcements? Is what I'm saying make some sense? No, it doesn't. You feel like I could post an announcement regardless of how well it's written. If it's just one sentence, if I just post those all the time, it's no problem. I don't notice any difference. Are you someone as a player who read those announcements and thought to yourself, you know what? When I finally saw someone that did it differently than how I saw it before, I noticed it. Or were you someone who joined a project and you didn't see any difference, right, in how those were posted? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below. That's going to do it for me. As always, until next time, I'll catch you all later.